Coming up about news this morning, the story about a well-known fraud case here in the Commonwealth will soon be heard around the world through a docu-series. And a local arts alliance prepares to host the perfect party for fans of the Kentucky Derby.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, 5:33 on this Wednesday morning. You know, I can't believe it's already Wednesday. Man, this week's flying by. All right, let's take it over to Brandon for a look at our forecast. Brandon, that rain was coming down heavy here, and I don't know, about maybe 30 minutes ago. I don't know if you agree with that, but yeah. I was reading, you just hear the rain. I'm like, don't go to sleep, don't go to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. So you just got to be careful with that this morning, or don't go back to sleep if your alarm is going off. Get your feet on the floor and get out of the bed, because it's super easy to do, especially if you're tired this morning. Let's take a look and see what's going on last few hours. We still have some pockets of rain that have continued to kind of pop in there across parts of the area this morning, basically through about 4 different counties there, from Leslie back over through Perry, Knott, parts of Floyd and Pike counties this morning. We're keeping an eye on that for you, see how it plays out. 66 in Harlan, 69 in Middlesboro, that is the warmest spot in our region, down to 60 in Irvin, that is the coolest spot in our region, 50s behind that front over toward Lexington and Louisville. Several degrees warmer in some locations this morning, like Harlan and Middlesboro, which are 15 and 18 degrees warmer. Wise is exactly where they were this time yesterday, and Moorhead, Richmond, and Monticello are colder than they were this time yesterday. So you can kind of see where that front is this morning. 6:34 is sunrise. Sunset is 8:26. Temperatures try to fight their way toward the 70-degree mark as the skies dry out this afternoon, but the clouds will play a factor in how warm you get. Dakota?
All right, Brandon, thank you. Well, a fire in downtown Paintsville destroyed one building and left another damaged. Our buddy Forbes has more about the early morning call yesterday that had crews working for several hours.
With smoke filling downtown Paintsville overnight,
I come outside and it was burning. Like 30 minutes later, one minute it wasn't burning, and 30 minutes later I come out and it was blazing.
Neighbors feared the worst, finding flames pouring through an apartment building on Main Street.
I was just worried the other buildings were going to burn and stuff, you know what I mean? Just, you know, main priority was worried about getting everybody out of the buildings, you know, and stuff, so nobody got hurt.
Firefighters hit the scene just after 2 a.m. for what would soon become an hours-long fight against the flames.
It's not only exactly what's in front of us at that moment, it's what it's going to evolve into. We, early in the process, we did have it knocked down, had it totally blacked out and extinguished to the eye, but that wasn't the case.
The Paintsville Fire Department, with help from W.R. Castle's Fire Department, worked through the night and into the afternoon to subdue the situation.
Then you can't see it until it shows itself, and it does that by fire. It catches on fire and then it burns through. So that's what we're up against, is trying to get ahead of that, and that's very hard to do. Focused
on containing and extinguishing the fire, with buildings close by on every side.
I'm just glad somebody seen it before it got any farther, you know what I mean? Put a stop to it.
Saying though the apartment building is a loss,
everything went pretty well, you know, in lieu of everything that we had faced.
They were able to dampen the destruction. In Johnson County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, fire officials say they do not believe anyone was injured. The cause of the fire is still unknown. Well, a story that has echoed through the mountains for nearly a decade will soon be heard around the world. A 4-part documentary series on former Eastern Kentucky lawyer Eric C. Kahn is set to be released on Apple TV this Friday. Well, Kahn is remembered for running the largest Social Security scam in U.S. history. An attorney with Pillersdorf Law Offices and former WYMT anchor and reporter Tanner Hesterberg says he hopes this series will shine a global spotlight on how devastating the fallout of this story continues to be in our region.
Every story seems to have a villain, a victim, and a hero. And I think people will watch this documentary and draw their own conclusions on who was the bigger villain between Eric Kahn or the Social Security Administration for tearing these benefits away from all vulnerable people in Eastern Kentucky.
Well, he says the true heroes of this story are the volunteer lawyers who stepped in to help the countless victims during the crisis. Eric C. Kahn is being held at an Ashland federal prison where he is not eligible for release until 2040. A new partnership aims at getting more minority participation in the horse racing industry. It's between Churchill Downs and the Lexington-based Ed Brown Society. The society recruits minority college students and shows them high-level jobs with horse racing. Allie Blake and photojournalist Darnielle Crenshaw have more on the program.
Churchill Downs is proud to have joined the Ed Brown Society at the Ed Brown partnership level. And so today we're making a donation of $50,000 to join their efforts and their mission to achieve more diversity in the industry of horse racing.
Churchill Downs says this pledge is in response to the protests of 2020. Track officials heard from minorities in the community feeling excluded from the economic benefits of thoroughbred racing, an industry that brings in billions.
We got to make sure everybody's included, every part of Kentucky, but also every neighborhood.
Ed Brown, the program's namesake, was a slave and went on to become a famous horseman. Program founders Ray Daniels and Greg Harbutt want to keep the African-American legacy alive in the sport.
This is some of the progress that we're going to move forward with in this multi-billion-dollar industry, as the governor spoke of, and trying to include some inclusive workforce opportunities.
And just thinking about the future opportunities that will abound from this generous donation from Churchill Downs and what it'll mean to the future students who will be able to participate in the Ed Brown Society program.
The program will recruit area minority college students interested in learning the business side of thoroughbred horse racing. Students like Charles Churchill. He's an equine science major at UK. Churchill recently completed an internship at Gulfstream Park in Florida. Track executives exposed him to the business side of wagering, veterinarians, hospitality, and daily racing operations.
It's extremely special to me that I'm a part of such a movement at such a great time in the industry.
More opportunity for more diversity is on the horizon.
They're willing to go, and they're willing to go for whatever they want, and all they need is that chance.
That was Allie Blake reporting. The Ed Brown Society hopes to partner with other horse racing tracks in the near future. Well, it's time to dust off your hats and bow ties as the 148th Kentucky Derby is just a few days away. If you are not heading to Louisville for the race, the Appalachian Arts Alliance in Hazard has you covered with its second annual Art Station Derby Party. Now, we are told 250 tickets have already been sold. Individual tickets are $40 each. Money from the tickets goes back into the organization so it can pay for its overhead expenses.
We've received support from people we never expected, and people are seeing the Art Station as the community center that it is. Yeah, we focus on arts, but we also focus a lot on community, and I think people are seeing our efforts in that, and it's been rewarding so far.
Well, the Derby Party is on Saturday, May 7th from 5 to 9 p.m. at the Art Station. Again, individual tickets are $40. You can go to the Arts Alliance Facebook page to buy those. Organizers are hoping to see 350 people attend. The Raw Whiskey Tour is making a stop in Pikeville, bringing ZZ Top to the Appalachian Wireless Arena for the first time since it changed its name. The Rock Band is coming back to the city for a night of music and entertainment August 28th, bringing the fan favorite sound to the arena stage, shaking up the lineup for the arena for a show that employees say it's a don't miss event.
We're doing it safely, of course, and we're doing it fun. And definitely get those tickets. Don't wait till the last minute, because if you don't get to see ZZ Top now, who knows when you'll get to see them again. So they're right here in your backyard.
Well, tickets are available now, ranging from $36 to $102. Arena staff say they expect the tickets to go quick. Well, just ahead this morning, one of the famous Kardashian sisters wears an iconic and historic dress to the Met Gala. We'll have more on that when we come back.
And we're looking at a cooler day today, but the temperatures will start heading back up before you know it. The latest in about 3 minutes.